Metropolitan California area started Prison Dawah in 1974. He is the author of several books and articles on Islam and in the Islamic history of Africa and the Americas. He has visited numerous prisons and jails in the state of California, and his efforts has led him to giving shahada to over hundreds of prisoners and non-prisoners alike. Without further ado, I present to you Brother Muhammad Abdullah of Los Angeles, California.
Allahu Akbar. Gangsta.
Assalamu By the grace and mercy of Allah, may Allah untie the knot in my tongue and broaden my heart and open up my soul that I may convey to you La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, practical application. It's a blessing from Allah to see all of you and all of you that are here and those who could not be here. Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me to be a Muslim in 1971 after being in the Black Panther Party. I grew up around Mosque number 27, 5606 South Broadway. The Nation of Islam was my mentors, although I never was in the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam in Mosque number 27, 5606 South Broadway was known as the Academy, West Point. I learned from their example, and from their example, I transformed the application of Islam in regards to the practice, because the brothers who I saw came from the street. They were pimps, hustlers, jackers, and they were in gangs, gladiators, businessmen, sloughs, roughhousers, etc. And when I saw that example transformed and applied, then I knew it was something. And at that time, people, like when the brother said about Assalamu alaikum, if a person said Assalamu alaikum, if they were incarcerated, they went to the hole. Just for saying it. And if the person said they didn't eat pork, they went to the hole. If you read the book Soledad Brothers by George Jackson, or Bad by James Carr, and even the autobiography of Sandy Shakur, Monster Kobe Scott, they give you a great a reality of them being incarcerated. In the practice of Islam here in California and in Texas, you have two of the largest populations of people incarcerated. And one of the significant things about California is that its liberalism is covered with repression. And that repression intensifies. By that I mean maximum security prisons predicated on Pelican Bay State Prison. Pelican Bay State Prison is a prime example of the predicate of what maximum security prisons are built upon across America. They are built to break you down. And when I started propagating Islam in prisons, there weren't that many Muslims from Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. The Nation of Islam had a lockhold on Islam. And west of Mississippi, the reality of the Muslims being present was very few. And really, you didn't see people in the street. The only people you saw was the Nation of Islam in practice. And that's one thing that has to be done, is the practice. And when we see the people who are propagating Islam, and with the technology that's available, we need to take advantage of it. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, everything that takes me until they suspend me, and then I'll get back on it again. But Malcolm X said, of all our studies, history is best qualified to reward all research. My accent is on the youth. It always has been, and always will be, inshallah. I go to schools, junior high schools, and colleges, and speaking. and in the street. Many of the people of the youth that became Muslims, they have really exemplified serious work in regards to things that they have done. And by that I mean they have set up gang intervention programs to transform the lives of people. And like one of my brothers, he just returned to Allah, may Allah bless him, Mustafa. And one of our brothers may do it for him. He's ill, Abdul Hakim, and so they just had surgery. Allah bless him, so he's so hard, he had 2 comas. He came out with 2 comas, alhamdulillah. And him, along with other different brothers, they were in some of the most violent wars it was. 841 and 76 East Coast. Very, very bad on the east side. But alhamdulillah, those brothers, along with other different brothers from Rolling 60s, 8 trade gangsters, etc., they really put down an etiquette and an adab to reduce killing in the street. All that about the police did this and that, they ain't done nothing. Them brothers did this. Them brothers did this because when they pick up the phone, they say such and such as this and that. Big Spellman, he was in Folsom. I used to go see him. These brothers, in the middle of the night, nobody pays them, etc. And they bring in warring factions to the table. And like Imam Mujahid Abdul Kareem, and Masjid al-Rasul, Dawah Sharif, his brother Akili Sharif, they brought about the peace between Crips and Bloods in '92 in Los Angeles. And so, saying that to say, we also need to make books and set up, like me and my brother Abdul Latif Rahimullah, he and I grew up together, and he pulled me for the family part and I pulled him for Islam. And we should always compete with each other and read all the time. Because I love to read, and he loved to read. And alhamdulillah, is that we used to read like books about sports. And this particular author was Shapiro. And he used to have books on Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Roy Campanella, Jackie Robinson. We need to take those same concepts and flip them in regards to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the Sahaba, as naive. And we also need to exemplify the sisters' participation, because the idiom is that you educate a man, you educate an individual, educate a woman, you educate a nation. And like in California, they never did let me come into the women's prison. The first person to be forthcoming and upright for the Muslims was Dr. Ruth Rushing, Patrice Rushing's mother. She, the Muslims overall, the programs that were started by the people. They started by the people. And when Islam, just like with Muhammad Ali, Islam wasn't recognized as a religion till Muhammad Ali said, I will not go to war. And people don't know that. When he went to the Supreme Court, that's when the United States of America recognized Islam as a religion. The struggle of the people. And in the state of California, like I say, Dr. Ruth Rushing, in 1980, she sent her representative, Otis Loggins, to meet me at the California Department of Corrections, the Rehabilitation Center. And that's when they set up the Muslim chaplain position. But you don't have the same incentive and motivation, like I can say, amongst the youth. You have to have the youth. And they need to have the assets to provide for them, because there are so many things to distract them beyond comprehension. So we have to be patient with them, and we have to be patient with us. And we have to meet each other, inshallah, because their trials and struggles are not the same as ours. Just like ours are not the same as our parents, etc. So by the grace and mercy of Allah, when we have a meeting of the minds to be able to set things up, and like nationally, internationally, we're able to TikTok, etc. And then, like I said, put books together, pose questions, and then bring things together where people can understand. and to solidify the reality of practical application is Salah. There's nothing greater than Salah. Because if a person get locked down and be in the hole, ain't got nobody talking about Allah. And that's what we want. When I was in the county jail, when I became a Muslim, all of a sudden I was going back and forth in the game, and all of a sudden I caught these cases with some other brothers. I had 5 felonies, and I had already been convicted as a youth, but then I was bound over as an adult. I said, "Oh Allah," I was in the Cole County jail. I said, "If you raise me up out of this, I serve you." And my brother, may Allah have mercy upon him, he said, "Listen," he said, "you go in there and tell that attorney, you want a 995 dismissal." I didn't know what a 995 dismissal was. So I just told the lawyer that he asked for it, and he told the judge, he said, "I petitioned the court for 995 dismissal." He said, "Granted." I almost passed out. Because the law said, "Come fight your doom." And it is. And so by the grace and mercy of Allah, like I said, whatever I can do to aid and assist you, inshallah, I'm your servant. And by the grace and mercy of Allah, I want to exchange email with you, etc. And then by the grace and mercy of Allah, to stay involved, because like Imam Ishaq Abdul-Hafiz, he retired from Lam Park. He was an imam at Lam Park at a federal prison. And so, like I say, when I began propagating Islam, by the grace and mercy of Allah, all praise belongs to Allah. I used to go to the county jail, LA County Jail, California Youth Authority, federal prison at Terminal Island, California Youth Authority, in one day, by myself. And then I recruited other young brothers to be me, but many people didn't want to be involved. And then by the grace and mercy, by the grace and mercy of Allah, it evolved. And then by the grace and mercy of Allah, now you have brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah, that are active and not as active, like I say, not here, that you are involved in. But if Allah make things manifest, we'll interconnect with one another and unify, inshallah. Like I want to say too, like Imam Jamil Alameen, former H.R. Brown, in a political prison in Arizona. Dr. Mutula Shakur, a stepfather, Tupac Shakur, he just got released after 37 years. Sekou Odinga was released after 37 years. Jihad Abdul-Hamid released after over 15 years. Political prisoners exist in America, and the Muslims, as a result of the repression and Zionism and the Zionists that exist, that control America's political, social, and economic system is real. And we got to confront that. Because the same thing that exists amongst the Palestinians